All right, so this video serves as a welcome to history class. If you're in an online class or if you're particularly in a summer class, this kind of helps you get oriented on the course just a little bit. Some of you have had me before for different classes. I teach American 1 and 2 and World Civ 1 and 2 in addition to African American history and Civil War class. The structure for the class is about the same. I'm a big structure person because it helps you as a student know what I expect, and it helps you know what to look for with every unit that's going on. First thing you need to know is there's always reading. If you're in an online course, reading is pretty important because the talking head that is me here, look, normally in a class, I'll lecture for 50 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what you're on, and my job is to fill in some of the gaps. Those students have to do the reading, but I can fill in the gaps in the reading. For your online student, what you're going to have to do is make sure that you look early in the units, like, okay, well, look, it's open from this day to this day. This is how much I have to read, and then target how much you need to do each day to go ahead and get through the reading. I suggest doing that early on in the unit so you can make a plan. In addition to that, there's always a study guide posted. The study guide posted, usually some of them are my personal notes, some of them are the notes from the actual textbook writers. If you go ahead and download the study guides, I know they're optional, yeah, but it helps you do a little bit of directed reading. It helps increase your comprehension, which means you're going to have a lot better retention. You're also welcome to use those study guide notes when you go ahead and you tackle the quiz at the end of the particular unit. So kind of keep that in mind. Part of that reading also I suggest is you look at the review questions and you look at the chapter review because that's what they think you should learn. And if you can direct yourself towards learning that as you go, it's definitely going to help. I always said, look, I barely have enough time to read the stuff once. I certainly don't have enough time to read it twice. That helps me. Now, as you go into the unit, one of the things you're going to find is with every unit, there's always a series of videos posted. Look, the videos are optional, but if you're not in class, actually in a seated class where I'm talking for 45 to 50 minutes every couple of days, my job is to help connect the dots. Those short videos of 5 to 10 minutes apiece will help you connect the dots. One of my students was nice enough to say, well, look, I like the videos because I can listen to them when I have the chance. And in real life, you don't have a pause button, Mr. Whitley. Well, yeah, you do have a pause button this way. So go ahead and take a look at them if you'd like. I have heard that they help, which is why I went ahead and left them posted. Now, first things that you're going to look at, every unit's going to have a primary document. And the primary document is I'm going to have you read a topic. I'm going to have you read a paper, whether sometimes it's a letter, sometimes it's a news article, sometimes it's a contract or something written by an author from the period, because I want you to be able to put your headspace in the time period to understand what the author's about, what the politics are about, what the culture is about, and to better understand that. The idea is that I want you to read, and with some of the ideas from the prompt I give you, you're going to write 1 to 2 page paper, right? It's usually about 5 paragraphs, a nice introduction and a conclusion. In the middle of those 3 body paragraphs, and I want you to go through and examine the doc and explain some of the things from the prompt to me. That's going to be with every unit, right? One of the things you'll notice is you start to look at the videos I've posted are actually primary documents because many of them are 2, 3, 4 years old. I originally started recording those videos back when COVID set in and we were teaching everything from home. So if you keep an eye open, you'll see me transition as things go on, and some are written with a bit of a sense of humor if you can look around as you're doing that. In addition to that, every unit's going to have a discussion board. Since we're not a seated class, I want to be able to pull in the element of some discussion. So I'll expect you to go ahead and read the prompt and then think about what's going on and then post an answer. An answer 5 or 6 lines usually, right? With your input on it. Then I'm going to want you to go back in and read what other students have read a little bit later in the week and then respond to them. So you make one post, which is your ideas on it to the prompt, and then you're going to reply to at least 2 other people. And by reply, I mean, look, add to the content, not just 1 line, not 2 lines, but 4 or 5 lines that build the conversation because you might not see it the same way. Every unit is also going to have a quiz, so you'll notice that you've got 3 attempts at the quiz. You have to take at least a 10-minute break, and the idea with that is I expect you to go ahead and do the quiz, look and see what you got wrong, look up the correct answer. So that way if they come back again, because the questions are randomly drawn from a pool. All right? In addition to that, you're going to be working on a term paper for the summer, a term paper proposal, not a full term paper, but a proposal. With that, you're going to have an annotated bibliography, you're going to have an outline, and you're going to have a quick 1 or 2 page synopsis of the main points of the paper. What I'll need you to do is, once you've seen this, get in there, look at the syllabus, look at what the expectations are in time, look at all the information, and then you're going to have to take the course entry quiz. Once you've taken the course entry quiz, then you'll be able to log in and begin to tackle whatever else comes up. So I suggest jumping in, taking a look at what you need, take the course entry quiz when it opens, and then go ahead and go on from there. If you need me, feel free to reach out via email. If you need to personally speak to me, whether I'm in office or not, let me know via an email and I'll set something up. All right, that's it for now. Thank you.